Hey everyone, welcome back to the Sharkbone Podcast. This is a video series I'm going to be doing and putting up on YouTube for 5-minute adventures. Now, I know everyone gets busy, especially GMs. As we get older, our lives just get busier and busier and busier, and it's insane. But we also got to have time for gaming. At least I do. Gotta have time for gaming. So, in an effort to help you prepare faster, and because I really like making stories, I'm doing these 5-minute adventures again. Now, you can see I've got my 5-minute adventure notes right here, so let's get into them and see what this adventure's all about. The title of this one is Moonlight. Now, the hook that is going to draw the players into the story and get them motivated to continue investigating and seeing what's going on is that 12 lights have appeared on the surface of the moon. So when they look up onto the moon at night, there'll be 12 little points. Actually, being on Earth, it'll probably look like just one light. But when you get a telescope trained up there or whatever, you're going to see 12 different lights arranged in a more or less circular pattern. What's going on here is that there's an ancient alien watch station that had been set up on the moon to watch Earth and watch us humans has finally activated, and it's transmitting to some distant galaxy. However they figure that out, they probably won't figure it out until later in the story, but that's what's going on, so you as the GM know how to answer their questions and get things rolling. So the twist that I've come up with for this story is that once they get up there and they start investigating these lights, or maybe they get up there themselves or they send a robot or whatever, they notice that there are small robots that are traveling around in the area in between these lights, and they're building some sort of platform in the center of those lights. Now, the purpose of this platform is really not obvious, but they can come to whatever conclusions they want to come to. They can ask you questions. You can make those answers. They can ask you questions and you can answer them however makes sense for your vision of the story going forward. There's a reveal. The reveal for this is that the platform warps in some kind of attack drone. The platform warps in some kind of attack drone that are armed with weapons to destroy all of life on all the Earth. So I would imagine that your players aren't going to be happy with that, which is probably a good thing, because if they are happy with that, maybe you need to be playing a different game, or still, hey, maybe this is a story that will propel your game forward. So that would bring us to the main climax of the story. I imagine that they would be fighting against this attack drone or several attack drones, trying to prevent it from attacking Earth and destroying all life on it as we know it. Now we get into the opposition section of this adventure, and if I were playing this at my table, I would have a lot of espionage and political intrigue going on at the beginning of the story, because there would be a lot of nations that are looking up at the same moon we are and trying to figure out, what are those lights? What's going on up there? So you'll have nations maybe coming together to get a mission up there to figure out what's going on, or maybe they'll be trying to stop each other. There's a lot of things that could be going on there. While you're in space, obviously you're in space, so that's a rough environment. So things could go very wrong with the PC's spaceship. If you've got aliens in your world, maybe they're trying to interfere as well. I imagine that this is more of a story involving modern day humans without any alien involvement or anything like that until those lights come on. Hi, Bella. Say hi, Bella. And then obviously the alien drones are part of the opposition. So what comes next in the story, I think it'd be really cool if you manage to stop this attack drone, or if you just kind of disable it and it drops part of its payload. Maybe you could have some alien opposition story going on. Maybe some other aliens, like the actual aliens instead of the attack drones, warp in and they set up some kind of empire or something. They take over the planet Earth. So fighting back against that alien opposition or that alien occupation, that would be really cool. Or you could play the story where, they didn't come through that portal, but that portal's still open. And dang it, we humans are not going to stand for you coming to drop some kind of doomsday weapon on us. We're going to take the fight to them. So you could play a group of people who maybe they have to try and collect people who are capable of taking the fight to these aliens. Or you could... Maybe they have to investigate and learn new technologies. There's all sorts of stuff that you could have in the story leading up to the final invasion, stepping through that portal and into whatever alien world you go to. And as far as games that fit this kind of story, I think Call of Cthulhu would be a really good game to fit this kind of story, especially if you want a gritty kind of game. If you want the PCs to be kind of squishy and die easily from the things that might happen to them, and if you want them to have some kind of insanity mechanic where they might come unhinged with the things they learn and see, then Call of Cthulhu, I think, could be a really good system. If you're looking for something that's a little more heroic, I think maybe the Genesis system would be a lot of fun. I don't have a lot of experience with that system, but my little experience that I do have shows the Genesis game plays a lot like Fate. You've got really competent characters who can get out there and do stuff. I think Genesis excels over Fate in that your characters can grow a little bit more, so there's more room for growth and stuff. So that is another system, I think. And that's it for my first episode of 5 Minute Adventures, the video series. God damn dog.